So for that purpose, I'm gonna jump into our web front end here. And I'm gonna start with looking at a process model in here. So if I pick any process model, you'll see that we're any process or activity will have a field on them. If you open the dialog, either on the web or inside QLM, there will be an attribute in here called users information. The idea with this attribute in here is the ability to talk about where in the organization, from a process point of view, information is either being created, read, updated, or deleted. So that means if I go in here and click insert, you'll see that all the data entities that you have from your from that data model will be available in here. And I can pick any of these, and I can talk about whether this process has a create, read, update, or delete relationship with this particular set of information. This is very important when you talk about any sort of cybersecurity or information certification like the ISO 27001, where you really need to be able to document where in the organization the different type of people information is either produced or consumed. You will have the same type of attribute on information systems. So if I go and pick up a application architecture model in here, so here I have a set of applications. If I take any of these applications and open the dialog for those, you will see the same type of using information attribute in here. And there we go. We have it here, information. And you'll see that we have the same list of data entities in here and the ability to define whether we have a create, read, update, or delete relationship with these. So again, when you do the insert, you have the data entities here. You could on this just link to the entire subject area. So if you have a subject area representing this IT system and you don't want to go into the lower level of details, you can actually link the subject areas directly up on this level as well. The idea with doing this type of mapping and linking this type of information up is that you can now go use the system to do different type of reporting. So I can ask the system to show me all the processes and what information they are dealing with. So here we have all the processes. Now here I can see the information that each of these are dealing with. But I can also turn this around, and instead of looking at it from a process point of view, I can go into my information architecture here, and I can look at information usage. And what this one will do is it'll create a report for me where I have all the information that I have defined in my repository. I can now see the security, classification, and privacy level of this information. I can see exactly what data structures these are a part of. So if I want to find out where that account information is, I can click on that data structure and it can show me that data, that underlying data model. And I can also see which processes are using that information and which IT systems are using this. These tables in here, I hope you remember that you can pivot in here. So if I take my classification and drag up here, change the sort order, I now get all the information that has the classification restricted listed up first. And I can put the privacy level in as the second, and again, change the sort order. And now I suddenly have on the top here all the information that is both restricted and deemed sensitive personal data. And I can now see exactly which of these processes are dealing with these, and the same with the IT systems. So again, this could be the type of analysis that could be important if you need to do cybersecurity type of initiative. It's really important for risk management as well, because there are definitely risks associated with all of these that need to be defined, and then the mitigation setups will have to be defined as well. I talked a little bit before about aggregation as well. So if we take kind of a combination of the process hierarchy that we have in here, and all this information, the classification and privacy level, and I have an example in here of what we call a sensitive data view. And the idea with this view is to find processes, then iterate through the process hierarchy and find out if any of these processes are further elaborated in some sort of workflow diagram or BPMN diagram. And what you'll see out here under IT systems and users information is an aggregation where it lists up all the IT systems and information that will eventually be made available to this process. And what you see out here is the highest level of information classification and privacy level this information has. And that means these processes you have here will be under extra scrutiny when you go through any sort of audit or certification process. So whether it's cybersecurity or your information certification type of initiatives, this is the type of report you would use to justify why you put extra scrutiny on some processes versus others.